Hi everybody, this is Peter. This video is a sample playthrough of Player of the Game Golf, published by Downey Games. I'm not sure how long this game's been around, but anyway, it's a fairly quick play game where you're going to be rolling 1 to 3 times per golfer to get a score for the round. It also has a match play mode where you can play hole by hole, and it also has a mode for play if your tournament ends in a playoff, and you can play hole by hole. So I guess it is possible to play a whole tournament hole by hole, but if you have a lot of players, that's not going to be very realistic. So, I have the PDF version of the game, and you get the there's various. I can't remember offhand if any golfers come with the game. I don't think they do. I think you have to buy the golfer set separately, but the cost is very minimal. What I'm going to do is do a playthrough of with 4 golfers. I'm going to play a whole tournament with them, and I'm going to be using the 4 winners of the Grand Slam tournaments from 2010, because I have the 2010 PGA Tour set. So that'll be Graham McDowell for winning the U.S. Open, Phil Mickelson for winning the Masters, Louis Oosthuizen for the British Open winner, and Martin Keimer, the PGA Championship winner. So I'll just show you what the golfer cards look like. You see at the top of the card it says RD1, 2. So it's an adjustment value for how they do in the different rounds of the tournament. So there's, in Graham McDowell's case, there's his adjustment to his score is adding 1 to his score for in rounds 1 and 2. No adjustment for round 3, and a final round adjustment of -1. And each golfer is also rated on their drive ability, fairway, trouble, putting, and then for their scoring for par 3s, par 4s, and par 5s. And I can show you a bit of a contrast here. For Phil Mickelson's card, you see his round ratings are a little bit different. His drive rating is an F, and probably because of his accuracy. His fairway play is only a D, but he has a better trouble rating than Graham McDowell. He's a B, and he's a better putter for that year. So you also get a sheet for each season. You get several hundred golfers for the season. So for the 2010 season, I think well, not several hundred. I think it's about 180 golfers. So that's just about everybody that played. I was a regular on the PGA Tour, plus some of the European guys like Graham McDowell, for instance, who wasn't a regular on the US PGA Tour, but he played in enough tournaments to get a card. I should mention that they also produce the European Tour sets as well for the last few years, which is kind of nice if you want to play the European Tour. So when you buy a season, you also get all the courses that were played in that season for all the tournaments. So I'm gonna do the Players Championship there at TPC at Sawgrass, and this is what the course card looks like. At the top, it's kind of hard to see, but you have so like a base score value for all the golfers. First round, second round, third round, and final round, and that's sort of the. I've got a few Downey games, and a lot of them are similarly designed, where you have to make some calculations before you actually roll the dice. To get sort of like you start with the base thing, and then you roll the dice to get the final score. So that's what happens in this game. You'll see. So you're going to need 2 6-sided dice, and you're just going to read them. One is the tens digit, and the other die is the ones digit. So results from 11 to 66. You'll see a result column. So sometimes if you roll, say you roll a 16, there's the result is 0, which means there's a 0 adjustment to the golfer's score for that round. If you get a question mark, then you're going to be calling one of the golfer's skills or scoring abilities into account. So you would roll again on this skill column and get a result. So you can see it might call on the golfer's fairway ability and his putting, his ability to score on par 4s and par 5s, for instance. So it runs all the way through like that. So hopefully we'll get some of these other results. Well, I'll mention them just in case they don't come up. We have this thing called BD, which is a big day or bad day for the golfer. If that happens, then you look at this big day, bad day chart at the bottom of the course, and you roll your 2 die again, and you see. So if you roll like a 3 and a 1, that means the golfer's 8 under par. Not necessarily 8 under par, but his adjustment, his score is going to be adjusted by 8 strokes in the good way. Or you could have +8. So that depends. Some of the other rolls that might come up, you see a plus, then an SD in brackets. That just means you're going to roll a single die and then add that number to the golfer's score for the round. A lot of the times it's just, or there could be just a straight number, like I said, a 0 or a +2 or the negative ones, which are a bit harder to read here. So, yeah, and it also comes with a, let's call this skills chart and a scoring chart. So you'll see on the course card there's a, see it says skill A and scoring A. Yeah, just for contrast's sake, the Colonial Golf Course, you'd be using the skill B chart and the score B chart. So the A and B are the only values that are available here. And it comes with a score sheet where I've already written down some of the things here. So for Graham McDowell, I've written down his round score is 1 for the first round. And the base score for the first round at Sawgrass is 72. So then we're going to go ahead and roll and see what happens with McDowell on the first day. So I rolled a 66, so we have a big day, bad day result. So we roll 56, and you look at the row result for row number first, and then the column. So it's 5 and 6, so it's +9. So he had a really bad day. So so we write down a +9 in the mod column, the score mod, and so you just add up those 3 numbers, and he shot an 82 on the first day, which is horrible. So, okay, let's see what happens at Louis Oosthuizen. So I roll a 22. So 22, looking at the result column, and 22 is +2. So +2, and Oosthuizen's first round score is a 1, so that's 72 plus 1 plus the +2. He shoots a 75. Okay, Martin Keimer, I roll a 14, and the adjustment is -1. And his first round number is a 0, so he shoots a 71 on the first day. Mickelson, we roll a 52, and the adjustment says +1. So the base score is 72. Mickelson's first round adjustment is -1. And the modification is +1, so Mickelson shoots a 72 on the first day. And that's it for the first round. So you can see that you can play a whole tournament with a small number of golfers fairly quickly. I'll play the whole thing here, but I just wanted to mention this. I've played several full field tournaments from this season, and I gotta say it takes me about 3 to 4 hours to complete a whole tournament. because you can roll and get the scores pretty quickly. And you know, if you're using an Excel or a spreadsheet to help you, you know, do the calculations for the round totals and after the 2 rounds, and then you can, you know, sort them by the lowest score, and then very quickly get, you know, who the top 70 are for your cut. Right? You can do that very quickly, but I usually just write it out. I'm not near the computer usually when I do this. So okay, so let's go to the second round. The base score for the second round is 73, and McDowell rolls a 62, and his adjustment is a 0, and McDowell's round adjustment for the first round is 1, so he shoots a 74 in the second round. Oosthuizen, we roll a 33. The result is -1. So Oosthuizen shoots a 73 in the second round. Keimer, 21. So it says minus a single die roll. So roll a single die and you roll a 2. So that adjustment is -2. So he shoots a 71. And Mikkelsen, we roll a 65, and the adjustment is -2. So Mikkelsen shoots a 70 on the second day. So after 2 rounds, Keimer and Mikkelsen are tied at 2 under par. Oosthuizen's 4 over, and McDowell is 12 over. So we go to the third round. And the third round base score for Sawgrass that year is 72. So I'm just going to write 72 on the score sheet. And I'll write down the round scores for the different golfers. So McDowell for round 3 is 0. Oosthuizen is -1. Keimer is -1. And Mikkelsen is -1. Okay. So 41 for McDowell is a 0. So McDowell shoots a 72. Oosthuizen, 12. And I'm hoping that I can get one of these question mark rolls. It's kind of odd to have a lot. That those turn up quite fairly regularly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of 36 possible rolls, 10 of them have the question mark. So sort of 1 in 3, every 3.5 rolls or whatever, gonna have that. But we haven't had a single one so far. Okay, so Oosthuizen rolled a 12. This is minus single die, so it's you roll a 5. So Oosthuizen shoots a 66 on the third day, and he might get back into this tournament. Okay, Keimer rolls a 66, so it's a big day, bad day. So this could be bad news. So roll a 1, 6, and that's a +5. So that's 72 plus 5 is 77, and Keimer's thing is -1, so he shoots a 76. So a big change there. Mikkelsen rolls a 26, and his adjustment is 0. So he shoots a 71. So Mikkelsen is now at 3 under par. Keimer is 2 under, and there's 4 over. So Keimer's dropped to +2. Oosthuizen was 4 over, and then he shot a 66, so he's -2. So he's jumped into this one shot back of Mikkelsen, and McDowell is still at +12. Okay, so we'll go to the final round here. I'll go start with McDowell first, since he's the last golfer here. So 35. Oh yeah, okay, so for the final round, the base score is 75. So it must have been a blustery, rainy day. I don't remember that. Anyway. So McDowell's final round adjustment is -1, Oosthuizen's -1, Keimer's -1, and Mikkelsen is 0. So we rolled a 35 for McDowell, and that's a +2, so he shoots a 76 on the last day. Okay, the next one will be Keimer. He's at +2 in the tournament. 34. So we have a question mark. Here we are. Good. So we roll again, the 2 dice again, and we roll a 51. And that says par 5. So we're going to be looking at Keimer's abilities on the par 5s. So his rating is an A. So we're going to look at the scoring A chart, because that's what it says here. So I look at the scoring chart, and we're going to be looking in column A, and we're going to roll the 2 dice. I roll a 53, which is a good roll. So 53 in the second column here is -2. So you can, with this thing, you can imagine that his skill in the par 5s allowed him to gain 2 shots in the field. In this case, so that's a 75 -2 and -3 in total. So that enables Keimer to shoot an even par on that day, on a tough day. Okay, so next is Louis Oosthuizen. She had a 61, roll of 61, and that's a +1. And so we look in all the factors here. That means he shoots a 75. So he drops back to +1 for the tournament. And Keimer stays at +2. Okay, so Mickelson, who's at -3, we'll see what happens with him. So 32 is +2. That's not good. Shoots a 77 on the last day. And so he ends up at +2 as well. So rather than go through the playoff, I don't have the playoff chart handy. Well, actually I do. But I haven't played a playoff with this game yet, so I won't go through the motions of that. So, but there you go. There you have it. It's just as simple as that. It's like, as you can see, it's a pretty small footprint. You just need your golfer cards. You can stack them up if you're playing a whole bunch of guys. Like I have the whole 2010 season there, and you just need your whole card and your skills and scoring chart and your score sheet, and that's it. And as you can see, it goes fairly quickly, at a small tournament, and it's an enjoyable game. You do have, as I said, with the when you get the golfer skills or scoring abilities brought into the mix, you can sort of get an idea of a bit of the story of what happened that day with that golfer. So they have an all-time greats men's set and an all-time greats women's set. I can't remember how many golfers are in those sets offhand, but the individual seasons, like I said, will have about 180 golfers in them, so you can play pretty much a full field event each week for each tournament. So anyway, that's about it, I think. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.